Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's broadcast. Like we have been doing recently, today we are going to be raising money for the All African, I don't know why I always say All African, for the African Action Congress. I guess it's because our party thinks and cares about all of Africans all over the world. You know, I've met a lot of my African friends. They always unanimously tell me that the day Nigeria gets it, all Africa will get it. And the day Nigeria gets it, the whole of the black race will become respected. So every time I talk about our party, I talk about all Africans. So bear with me. That's why I always say all Africans. Yeah. So today, thank you so much, Auntie Rudy. You are the first person to come on this broadcast. Thank you so much. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, everybody. Just do me a favor and share this. Abayomi Odumbi Alo. Thank you very much. Let's just go ahead and share the video. Let's invite as many people as possible. We just gotta make this work. Okay, yesterday we raised money for and awareness for our presidential candidates, Omoyele Sowore. Today we are raising money for the African Action Congress. Today we are raising funds for African Action Congress. It's not just money, but it is funding, it is material, it is support. Whatever kind of support you can give us, we are ready for you today. A lot of you have been getting a lot of feedbacks from so many of you around the country, from all over the world, all over Africa, and you've been making suggestions about how to move the AAC forward. But one thing that stands out, one thing that is universal in all your suggestions is the fact that we need to raise money. We need money for our dear party. We are a young party, we're a vibrant party, we're a party on the go, a party on the move, we're active, we're geared up, we're ready to roll. But we can't do anything without money. We can do some things without money. And actually, you know, it's amazing what we've been able to do without money. But the stage we're going into right now, we need a lot of money. We need a lot of money. We need a lot of money. We need a little bit extra money. Okay, I'm just trying to make it very well known to you. I'm trying to emphasize as much as possible the importance of funds at this stage of our campaign. So please, guys, gather people together, get your friends to know, share this, invite people. We already advertised this, so a lot of you already know. I also understand some of you are working right now, and some of you are not able to join us, but please go ahead and invite your friends and let them know what is going on. But those of you of the TIB family, those of you of the African Action Congress family, wherever you are, please go ahead and distribute the link of this video and let us invite people. Let people come. Let us sit down and reason together. Let us fashion out a way to help our party. Let us decide the things that we've been doing right. Let us caution ourselves about the things we're not doing right. But let us together brainstorm on the way forward for the AAC. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. Gloria Linus, some other people I didn't mention, Kingsley Okafor, Uchenna Obonna, Romeo, Remo Petrosi. Remo, how are you? Oluwadele Bolitife. These are constant people on our on our shows, Kodera at Anse. Abayomi Adumbi, hello. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let us keep on inviting people. Today, we are raising awareness about our party. We are raising awareness about the situation in the party. We've been making giant strides. You all know about the new presidential the vice presidential candidate for our party in the person of Dr. Rabiu Ahmed Rufai, who we just announced a couple of days ago. In fact, few hours ago, it's not a lot of days ago that we announced the vice presidential candidate of our party. And there's been a lot of good feedbacks from people about him. Chidi, wow, what an honor to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, the famous Chidi is on. Laide Lanre Badmos, thank you so much. Amara Kalu Orakwe, thank you, Amara. Thank you so very much. All of you that came on to come and support us, to hear what we have to say. Please invite your friends. We are open for suggestions. We are open for any ideas to move our party forward. Just to let you guys know, we are a party that refuse to yield or refuse to just stay complacent and accept the situation. Yes, Kide, I know you're seeing me. All right, we are a party that have refused to just sit down and accept the status quo in our country. We're a young party, a party full of professionals, full of people who are sick and tired of the nonsense that is going on in our country. There is no other way to describe what is going on in our country except to say that it's absolute nonsense. It is totally unacceptable what young people have to face in our country. And you wonder, why are we always talking about young people? Why do we say we're a young party? Why are we concerned about our youth? The reason why we are concerned about our youth is because the future, let me tell you what it's like. It's like a farmer. You see a farmer worrying so much about seedlings. You see a farmer who goes and harvests his crop and sells every crop that he has and does not keep some seedlings for the next planting season is not a farmer. He's a hopeless, useless farmer. He cannot be qualified as a farmer because he has forgotten that he has to plant seeds next year. Okay, so what's going to happen? There is no future for his business. A businessman who eats the profit from his business, but not just eating the profit from his business, he also eats his capital. Is that person a business person? That person is a stupid fool. So a country that neglects its young ones, a country that neglects its youth, is a country without a future. Honestly speaking, because whatever you have now is going to pass. I was reading something from a friend and he said, time, you can't waste time. It is yourself you're wasting. Time does not, it is you that is moving. Time is constant. It's still going to happen. The sun will rise and set. Whether you're crying, whether you're ready or not, you can't stop time from moving. So you can't waste time. It is your life that you're wasting. So a country that has not made adequate plans for its future generation has no future at all. You have to invest in your young ones. Your young ones are like seedlings that guarantees you a better tomorrow. The farmer protects his seedlings. The farmer protects the plants, the seeds that he's going to use for the next farming season, because that is how he guarantees that he will have enough to sustain his farming business. That's how you know a real farmer. But a country that is eating all its wealth right now, a country that does not have any plans for its future, a country that is investing in its older generation, is a country without a future. What happens when the older generation, which is not a cause, old people end up dying? I am going to die. I don't expect that in the next 60 years from now, I'll still be around. If God chooses that I'm around, fine. I will appreciate that. But I'm telling you, even when I'm around, I'll be so old and tired and not able to do a lot of things. So because I know that I'm not going to be, what do you call it? I'm not going to be living forever. I'm not God. I will still die. So everything comes, lives, serves its time, and dies. Look at nature. Plants grow and they die. We have a planting season and we have a season for the crops to be harvested and they die. So what is what is your patriotic vision for Nigeria? Well, it's not really about me, Mr. Chidi. We're talking about our party. Our party has our agenda. We have a manifesto that is captured in our 10-point agenda, which is covered under the acronym Spicer Hit. I'm going to touch on that much later today. But what I'm trying to say is that our party is a party which, unlike Nigeria, we are planning for our future. We are investing in our young people because we know that our young people, they are the ones that will guarantee that Nigeria will continue living. The way Nigeria is recycling our older generation portends danger for this country. I don't have anything personally. I don't have any personal frustration against anybody. I don't have I don't have anything against any older generation politician. But what I'm trying to say is that they have their place and they are not staying in their lane. Do you have a presidential candidate? Yes, we have a presidential candidate. His name is Omoyele Sowore. He was the publisher of, in fact, he is the publisher of Sahara Reporters, but he is not right now the leader of the group, but he is the one that founded Sahara Reporters. We all know Sahara Reporters. Chidi, you of all people should know Sowore. He is the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress. So that is all this I'm saying is to let you know that our party is committed to investing in our young people. Our party is committed in raising a generation that will take over from the generation right now that is growing old, that is soon going to retire. Our party is working in line with other countries of the world where people realize what they're supposed to be doing. I don't need to start mentioning them, but you look around the world and you see the current trend where the leaders of these countries are young people. This is not even anything new in Nigeria. People like Obasanjo, people like Gowon, people like Odumegwu Ojukwu, all of these people started leading this nation when they were much younger. They were in their 30s when they led the nation. So how come the people like Obasanjo in their later years are still meddling with the affairs of this country and playing God and playing kingmakers and deciding? I don't have anything against you playing king maker or whatever, but why don't you do it well? Why don't you advise the country well? Why do you keep recycling the older leaders? What will happen to a generation of young people that have to wait 40 years later? They are 30 years when they're supposed to be leading, and you are recycling the older generation to retire at age 90. By that age 90, these people that were 30 years will be 70 years or 60 years. So I don't get it. Ataikide says Shora is more concerned about exporting marijuana. I haven't heard his economic agenda. That is not true. That is absolutely incorrect, my brother. I will advise you to go online. You can also go to Worship Media YouTube channel. You see tons of videos about Shore and his agenda, economic agenda. That bag, I need to look through that bag so I can actually read from the Spicer Hit. Today, I want to be exact about it. So that's what I'm going to do. I say, where are you from? Oh, Ataikide. Okay, that question is for you, Mr. Ataikide. SMG Samuel is asking you where you are from. But Ataikide is a renowned, is a very, very sound person. I know him very well. I know he's pulling my legs, but it's all good. He's actually doing this so that a lot of people is trying to strike a conversation, and I like that. No. Samuel, I don't like the way you're going. We should be very polite about when we talk to people. You cannot be telling him to receive sense. You're just gonna make your opinion. You're just gonna state your opinion and continue. But let us focus on our party. Our party, within a few months, we have recorded very giant. We've made giant strides. We've covered so many places in the federation with very little resources. Chris Galadima, thank you so much. Chigozie Nena Chibundu, thank you very much. We've been able to mobilize intellectuals. We've been able to mobilize people who are sound in their judgment. We've been able to mobilize young people. We've been able to mobilize people who are frustrated with the state of the country, the state of the economy, and together we've joined forces to build this brand and this movement and this party that is now taking the country by storm. What we're doing is new because it is against the status quo. What we have brought is a disruptive agenda. What we have brought is a disruptive group or organization, because we are not abiding by the status quo. We are not just following what is already there. What we are saying is that no, we can be different. What we are saying is that Nigerians are able to achieve more. We are able to do more. We are better than this. That's what we're doing. And we are showing it too. You can look at the choice of our vice presidential candidates. Yes, the funny thing, every other person says, oh, why didn't he choose somebody from this tribe? Why didn't he choose somebody from that tribe? Guess what? I wish he chose somebody from my kindred. I wish he chose somebody from my village. But then, wouldn't that be selfish? How about somebody from the other village? How about somebody from the other village? You know how many villages they have in Nigeria? So if you consider that, then we are not moving forward. We have to come to a point where you trust the leadership. And one thing I like about our vice presidential candidature, our choice, is that he is not the regular. He's not a politician, okay? And even our presidential candidate is not a politician. Our party, we are participating in the leadership, the struggle, and the competition to win the leadership of this country. But we are really not politicians, okay? The reason why we're not politicians is that we don't have experience in politics. And let me tell you what we mean. We don't have experience in stealing money. We don't have experience in bribery and corruption. We don't have experience in falsifying contracts and not doing it and not executing it. We are experienced in strategy. We are experienced in strategy. We are experienced in telling truth. We are experienced in technology. We are experienced in awareness. We are experienced in offering solutions. That's what we're experienced in. That's what we're bringing into the country. So all of these people that are our leaders, all of these people we have chosen to be our flag bearers, they are people who are bringing great energy into the political atmosphere of Nigeria. Let me look, for example, at people like Zuckerberg. I always use him as an example. That is the founder of Facebook. Before Facebook, there were so many other countries. People were doing things differently. There was even Messenger. There was Yahoo Messenger. There was so many other things. But when Facebook came, it disrupted the whole place. There was social media existing, but people were not using it the way he was using it. But he made it absolutely free. And everybody was saying, oh, you know what, they're not going to last. But before they knew it, it became a company that was quoted on the New York Stock Exchange. And before you knew it, he's become a multi-billion-dollar company. He was not experienced. He was not doing business the way anybody was doing it. He was not doing business based on the capitalist template. But see where he got to. That's exactly what we're bringing. We're bringing fresh ideas. And remember that Zuckerberg himself looked at Nigeria. He looked at the young people in Nigeria, and he saw that they were intelligent. He saw that they were thinking the way people are supposed to be thinking. Guess what he did? He came down to Lagos looking for the sharp guys in Nigeria, looking for the smart guys in Nigeria who were busy even accusing people on the street of doing 419, of doing this, of doing that. But it's accusing them of cracking softwares, accusing them of writing codes. But it never occurred to us that these guys are sharp. It means that Nigerians are sharp. Somebody had to come all the way from America looking for Nigerians, not the ones doing 419 necessarily, but realizing that Nigerians are very smart, and he came looking for us right here in Nigeria. Doesn't that tell you something? That tells you that there's a lot of hope in the young people of Nigeria. That tells you that there's a lot of hope. There are smart people here. All we have to do is to harness those resources that we have. All we have to do is to harness that intellect that they have and stop all this articulation and all this Buharism and whatever you have. That is expired. That is archaic technology. That is analog thinking. Why don't you adopt a digital way of doing things? The fact that you're listening to me right now, the fact that you're watching me, isn't that something of the future? If not, we'll still be wondering when we shall gather together and sit down in a hall, and you're looking at me face to face before we can talk. Or we need a big, do you know how much it costs before you can do a live transmission before? You need to have a big old outside broadcasting unit van, and you need to have this big dish, and then you have to transmit it, and the thing will have delays. Oh my goodness, it used to be so expensive, but right now, almost for free, we're doing this. That is the future of the world. That's what Nigeria is key into. That is what AAC is offering Nigeria. All right, guys. There's some questions I wanted to take, but let me be careful because the last time I was trying to do this, I ended up shutting things down. I need to be. Let me take some of your questions. All the parties are giving promises. What project has AAC put on the ground for the masses? Okay, right here I have the African Action Congress. You're probably reading this from the opposite, from left to right, because I'm using the face camera, you know, the selfie camera for this broadcast, so things are seen like in a mirror. But this is the manifesto of the African Action Congress, just to let you know that we didn't drop from the sky. We have a well thought out program. This was prepared by a bunch of people who are very smart, who are very intelligent. Now, it's you can get this also from our website. You can see our manifesto here. It has so many things, but let me read a summary for you, so you understand. I cannot start reading everything here. But like I said, it's captured under the acronym SPICER HEAT. Okay, SPICER HEAT is security, power, infrastructure, fighting corruption, economy, restructuring, healthcare, education, agriculture, tourism, and culture. Now, all of these are inside them are projects that AAC has put on ground for the masses. So we can't even begin to look at one against the other because all of them were designed for the masses. They were not designed for the bourgeois. They were not designed for the rich class. It was designed for everybody, especially the lower level of Nigerians. Why do I use the word lower level? Unfortunately, we only have the upper class and then the lower class in Nigeria. There is no middle class. It's either you are very, very rich or you're not rich. Forget all these people that think they are rich in Nigeria. You have generator blasting beside your house. You have carbon monoxide coming out of the generator and it's sucked back into your house through the air condition, and you're breathing all this bad air and your lungs are getting polluted, and the gutter in front of your house is smelling, and there is no NEPA, and the mosquito bites you and you have malaria and you're treated with bad drugs, and then the food you're eating is one fake imported food from China, and you're not eating good food, and there is so much nonsense going on. There's radiation everywhere. There is the things that are being imported. There is no standard for building materials. You're still using materials that have lead content in it. There is no adequate testing of the water that you're using because it's brought in by a tanker that they also use to sell kerosene and petrol. They also used to supply water to the site from another polluted water, but you just drink it anyways. You're drinking water that is in a plastic water bottle, but you don't even know the company that is bottling that water because nobody is actually conducting inspection in this factory. So you just drink that water anyways. You're drinking juice that is bottled in somebody's backyard. You're drinking all these drinks, Hennessy wine that was bottled in somebody's backyard, full of bacteria. And you think you're rich. No, you're not rich. You're not rich. You're not any rich at all. You're just surviving. You're not living. That is the situation in Nigeria. So every project that AAC has outlined in their manifesto is for the masses. Okay? So what economic projects do you already have on ground? When you say what economic projects do we have on ground, you mean in our 3-4 months of existence? How could we have had that on ground? What we have on ground is intellectual property. Our party is full of people who have achieved so much in their life. If you harness the potential, the collective potential of the members of AAC, it will blow your mind. I personally, I know what I am worth in terms of education, in terms of public service, in terms of awareness, in terms of experience. I know what I am worth. I know what Omoyele Sowore is worth. I know what our vice presidential candidate is worth. I know what our party executives are worth. I know all our party members are worth. These are people who are you need to go and research AAC and see what we are made of. People who have excelled in their various areas of life. People who are respected where they come out of, where they live, where they reside, where they operate. People who are heads of big organizations, but who are humble in the things that they do, who are quiet. They don't brag, They don't throw, they're just quietly doing what they're doing. But it's come to a time when they look at the country where they came from, they look at the country that made them who they are, and they are not satisfied with it. So they've decided to come and contribute back to this country. So when you ask about the projects that we already have on ground, collectively we have just come together, but individually we have tons and tons of projects that we have going on ground. That's going to be my answer for that question. Check us out. First year of being in office. Come back and ask me this question, and then you don't even need me to answer. You will see what we already have established on ground. Please, I will need your contact. Thank you so much, DJ Blaze. I will give you my contact. We need fresh ideas like the one you and Shore would bring into Nigeria. Yes, that's what we need. And as Harbor, thank you. Pastor 17, thank you. AAC for life, yes. Right on to the God got your back, thank you. Rainbow Touch Cakes, oh, thank you so much for watching from Abuja. Chidi, when you become Ministry of Information, is this how you will answer questions? Give one project your party have put on ground. Okay, I guess you wrote this before. Let me know if I answered your question, and I'm not going to be Minister of Information like the one okay, if I happen to be Minister of Information, let me. And Ikide was asking me if I was going to be answering questions if I was a Minister of Information, and I was going to tell him that one thing I'm sure of is that if I become the Minister of Information, I will not be threatening to bomb Israel like Lai Mohammed was threatening to bomb Israel, which I think is ridiculous. But anyways, we have not embarked on projects. You cannot be telling a party that was registered 2 months ago, a little over 2 months ago, asking them of projects they have put on the ground. So I hope I answered that question. But we have a lot of work to do. Like we have told you, all you have to do is support us. If you want, we can take this one after the other. Sonny Money Deafe. No, I see the questions. I see the questions, yeah. Sonny Sylvester Money Deafe, thank you so much. Thank you, Ikide, for coming back. Please let me know if I have answered your question a little bit, or if you want us to take any specific area from our Spicer hit, which I read out for you. There's security, there's power, infrastructure, corruption, economy, restructuring, healthcare, education, agriculture, and tourism. If you want us to discuss any of these specific areas, I am willing to talk about that. What people want to know is why they should support our party. I have told you we do not have any money bags. We do not have godfathers. We don't believe in godfatherism, because that gets you compromised when you have people hijack your party. But what we believe in is in our collective abilities. We believe in our ability to build a nation, because we have the resources. It doesn't just take only money. It takes people pulling their resources together. And I'm talking about intellectual resources, financial resources, whatever kind of resource that you have. When you pull it together, you can move mountains. That's what it takes. And that's what we are all about. That's why we've been able to make the giant strides we have achieved, we have accomplished within about 2 months. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back. Thank you very, very much. We are aware of what happens when you are into this kind of business, but it's okay. We just get by and we keep going. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are going to be posting AAC account details so you can go and support the African Action Congress. We need your money, we need your funding, we need your support, because that's the only way we can achieve what we have in store for Nigerians. I vehemently oppose recycling politicians who have been in Nigeria's political atmosphere forever. The reason is that they don't have any fresh ideas. You cannot give what you don't have. This could be very fantastic human beings. This could be very kind human beings. They could be religious people. They could be excellently kind human beings. But when it comes to fresh ideas, fresh is fresh. Okay, that's what it is. A fresh milk is fresh milk. If it stays, it becomes stale. Why? You can't still continue to use it as fresh milk. You use it for something else. You use it to make cheese. You use it to make butter. Don't you understand? That's how nature works. When you get fresh palm wine, it's fresh palm wine. After a couple of hours, it's no longer fresh palm wine. The only way you can use it is to convert it to something else. Okay, you can even use it to do kai later. So our politicians are no longer fresh. They should be used for something like kai or peteshi or other things, but no longer fresh palm wine. You need the fresh young ones to give us fresh ideas. Thank you, Josh, for coming on. Ikide said, seriously, do you think Shore can become president of Nigeria next year? Ikide, I honestly think that Shore should become the president of Nigeria next year. And let me ask you, who do you think, do you honestly think that Buhari should continue to be president of Nigeria? Tell me from your heart of hearts. Or do you really think that Atiku, with all his records, is the perfect candidate to lead Nigeria to the future? From your God-given heart, tell me that you think that between Shore, Atiku, and Buhari, that Shore is not a better candidate to lead Nigeria to the future. You answer that question for me. For me, I think yes, Shore has a very great chance of becoming the president of Nigeria. All we have to do is get our people together. Do you have a party office in all the 774 local government areas? We have people in the 774 local government areas. We do not have physical structures in the 774 local government areas. But that is the problem. This is the kind of thinking that we are opposing. You are talking to me right now. We are engaging ourselves, not through telephone. Some people still think, honestly, Kide, some people think they are still arranging a meeting for me and them to meet and discuss things face to face. So must we sit down and discuss face to face before we achieve things? Some people are still sending mail, sending documents, carrying file. But other people are exchanging documents, transacting businesses worth millions over WhatsApp. Over WhatsApp. You send documents by PDF, things you couldn't do before, over WhatsApp. You cut physical documentation, you cut traveling by car, you do all of those things, flights, everything. You hold meetings, AGM meeting, cell phone these days. So when you're still asking me about physical offices in the 774 local government, it means you don't even understand where we're going. That is the mindset we're trying to change. We don't have to have offices in the 774 local government areas. All we need to have is presence in those places. We are mobilized. We have groups where people are meeting, where people are exchanging ideas. We go for rallies without meeting face to face. We all meet together at the rally venue, and that will be our first time of seeing each other face to face. But we will carry out this rally, we will make the impact that we want to make, and we will go. Don't you get it? Huge conventions have been organized all over the world. I don't know how to explain this. People just organize events just by texting each other, by posting on Facebook, and there will be 1 million people in one place without having any physical meeting. People record albums, music albums from 10 locations around the world without seeing each other face to face, and this comes together as one music. That is the technology. That is the future. But it is difficult for people to comprehend. Don't you get it? That's what we're trying to do to you. How many? Oh my God, you guys don't get it. You guys don't get it at all. How many members of the masses have an Android phone? My brother, not everybody has an Android phone, but there is no family that does not have a telephone. That is one thing I can assure you. Amongst 6 Nigerians, 1 person has a telephone. Let me be even conservative. Amongst 10 Nigerians, 1 person has a telephone. It must not be an Android phone. Once you have a phone that they can reach you by, we can get to you. We don't just send messages through Android phones. We don't just send messages through internet phones. We send ordinary text messages. We also call people. That's what we are all about. Telephone is one thing that has become very common in Nigeria. You must agree with me too. But then, apart from telephone, once we get to the person with telephone, the person with the telephone, we are able to send money to him by texting money into his account, and he is able to mobilize the people who don't have telephone. So we don't have to get to everybody. Everybody doesn't have to have telephone. Okay, we get to the 1 person who has telephone, he gets to the 10 more people who don't have telephone. So where we have 100 people population, at least 5 of them have telephones, and it will be 20 persons to 1 person. 1 person can get to 20 people. How many of the rural dwellers own Android phones and are on Facebook Live? They are not on Facebook Live, my brother. But the ones on Facebook Live are the ones that reach out to the ones that are not on Facebook Live. There are villages in Akwa Ibom, you can't send and receive calls. They will not receive the calls that day, but somebody will get to them after they receive the calls. The ones that receive the calls are able to get to the ones who can receive the calls. That is how we've been able to get to people in the village. So you see, the world has become such a tiny village. There's not just one way. There are so many ways. There's so many ways. You see, the thing is that our minds have not been regenerated. Okay? Our minds, thank God I have somebody like Rainbow Touch Cakes here. She will tell you, I was just having a video outing with my family in Toronto in the evening. I was just playing, and she comes on and she says hi to my little daughter, and my little daughter says hi, Auntie Rainbow Cakes, and they just start talking, and she says, you know what, I'm gonna have a cake for you in Nigeria, and something that just started casually on Facebook. But I was in Nigeria, I contacted her, we had never seen each other. We've never seen each other for life, but just from Facebook, we connected. I went to her house. She did this cake for my younger daughter. I took this cake from Nigeria to New York. From Enugu to Abuja. Sorry. She did the cake in Abuja. I traveled from Enugu to Abuja. I took the cake from Abuja to Lagos, to New York, and then to Toronto. This is how the world works right now. So it's no longer analog. Things are digitalized. Chidi, your world has become a tiny village. Yes. The world has become a very tiny village. You don't just think about the world as being so big and humongous and difficult to reach. When we mean that the world has become a tiny village, you can reach the whole world just like the way you can reach a tiny village. That's what it means when we say the world has become a tiny village. So I hope you understand what I'm saying, Ataikide. Thank you, Namsumwa, for Orizu. Guys, let us handle more questions. Let us engage ourselves. It's interesting because some of us talk out of ignorance, and we are here to educate you. We're here to inform you. We're here to enlighten you. We're here to make you understand why we think the way we think, because a lot of people don't understand. We do things that are amazing to people, but when we explain to you, then you will understand. Let me use an example. Look at Uber. Look at Uber, for instance. When Uber started, the taxi people were like, he says, your word has become a tiny village, but not my Afaha Ofion village. Okay, my brother, no problem. Your Afaha Ofion village can decide to not be part of the global village, like Rainbow Touch Cake has informed me, but unfortunately they can't help it because the things that happen in the village affects them. Okay, the lousy comments made by Information Minister Lai Mohammed over Twitter affects your Afaha Afyong village. Because if Israel decides to bomb Nigeria, your village is not going to say, no, we don't follow. Just go and meet Lai Mohammed. No, you need to realize that tiny things that happen affects everybody. Anyway, that's what this is all about. When Uber came out, the taxi drivers were like, don't mind them. There's no way they will happen. They blah, blah, blah. Right now, Uber is taking over. They are cheaper. The drivers are more polite. They have nicer cars. The cars have air condition. What does it tell you? That is the future. They drive with GPS. They say GPS cannot work in Nigeria. It works everywhere. Okay? So the people who were busy fighting Uber and everything, look at what is happening to them. They are changing. They are dropping their color taxis and they are embracing Uber. That's what we're going to do for you guys in Nigeria. Whether you believe it or not, we will continue doing what we're doing this year, next year, 4 years later, and one by one, people's ideologies are going to be renewed. People's mindset will be changed. And once we embrace the future, once we embrace technology, once we embrace the new world order, the globalization that is happening, then we will begin to adopt new practices. We'll begin to adopt new ways of doing things. And those of you who are resisting, they'll be caught up in this wave. The train will, just to let you know, this train has left the station a long time ago. The quicker you get on board, the better for you, because we're leaving you. We are moving very fast. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is why Showore is not likely to win, because if you want to change the world, you start from bottom up, not top down. I am finding it difficult to understand you, my brother. You see, start from bottom up. We tell you we are mobilizing the grassroots. You don't understand. You say, no, why are we mobilizing the grassroots? How do you mobilize the grassroots? Don't you hold a meeting? Don't you train the people who are going to mobilize the grassroots? Don't you do all that? Do you just jump to the grassroots? So that's what we're doing. We are mobilizing people. We're explaining what we're going to do. We're asking people like you who know more than the people in the village to join hands with us. We are starting somewhere. Do you just jump into the village without people who are going to talk to them? Aren't we going to raise an army that will go to the village and talk to people? Are we not going to raise membership? Are we not? So that's what we're doing. People like you who are intelligent, people like you who are exposed, people like you who have access to technology, we are appealing to you to come on board with us. You are the ones that will go to your village. You are the ones that will lead us to your village. If we jumped into your village and started talking to your people, you are the one that is going to come after us and say, you people don't think well. Why didn't you ask somebody to lead you? Why didn't you ask somebody to lead you? Why did you just jump to my village? Now we are talking to you and you're still blaming us. My brother, it tires me. What else do you want us to do? We are talking to you now because you are special to us. You understand more than the people in the village. We are asking you to come and show us the way to your village. And then when you show us the way to your village, when we walk to your village, you are the one that will Tell your village people in your language what we are talking about. Okay? Chidi, more questions from you. Prince Olabanji Olawale Adele, thank you so much. You say you agree. I hope you're agreeing with me, or are you agreeing with Chidi? Let us know. But so far so good. I'm enjoying what we're doing. Let's go ahead and but let me, you know what? Let me just read one of the things that we have under our manifesto that might even help you. Let me read economic growth. Just allow me. Under economic growth, Nigeria is a rich and blessed nation. However, our economy has not performed at a level that is commensurate with energy abilities of our people. Businesses must not find resources to provide the products and services that they offer to the market, but they must also generate their own electric power. Now, and in many cases, find and treat their own water and dispose their own sewage. This is what businesses do in Nigeria. But there are three major planks of economic growth that we will focus on. As a party, this thing cannot just take 2 years. Okay, there are three major planks that we offer, that we'll focus on. We're going to be leveraging technology for growth. We're going to be promoting small businesses. We're going to be strengthening the manufacturing sector. Now, if I continue to read this, it's going to take long, but we have leveraging on technology. Modern economies rely on technology. Modern economies rely on technology. Nigeria must exit its commodity-driven economy and enter the modern technology economy. Economy has changed. I'm telling you to do business. You're telling me, oh God, I don't have money for shop. What I'm telling you is that, say, the older parties and their members have been in the game for 16 years. But let me tell you something, my brother. There is somebody who has been in the business of selling clothes at main market, anywhere, I don't care, even in your village, in Lagos, in Abuja, in Onitsha. There are people who have been in the business of selling clothes for 16 years. There is somebody who started the business of selling clothes online. He doesn't have a shop, online business. He is making 3 times, 4 times as much more money than the person who has been in business for 16 years. And he has people buying clothes from him from all over the world. He doesn't have a physical shop. Think about that. You see, the problem is our mindset. Sorry, my brother, I hope you don't take an offense if I tell you that most of the ideas you're coming up with are what we call analog ideas. Okay, when you're digital, when you think in the now, you no longer think about physical shops. You can do your business without having a physical shop. You can transact. Look, you can own a business. Nobody needs to know who you are. You buy and sell. You don't even have a shop. Let me tell you how it works. You have a website online, domiciled in somebody's server somewhere, nothing physical. And then somebody orders for your products. They pay you online. It goes into your account or goes through PayPal. You order the goods they ordered for is shipped to them by another company that is manufacturing it. You don't even see the goods. You don't touch them. It just goes to those people. You make your money. The money goes into your account. While you're busy doing something elsewhere, while you're busy relaxing or sleeping, your shop is working. You don't have to go there physically and talk to people. There is something that greets them. There's somebody that shows them. There is somebody that explains to them everything. You can have videos, you can have audio messages there. And when they finish, when they pay you, there's something that tells them thank you and sends them a receipt showing that they bought something from you. That is even more advanced than the guy who has a shop. You don't close. Your shop is 24 hours working. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, anytime your shop is working. Which one do you think has more potential, my brother? Huh? I'll for this guy. No, but it's okay. Let's engage Atta. AAC should have started from councillors and state house of assemblies. Okay. Mike, okay, Agmobi, thank you so much. Mobile Chinedunia, thank you. Presidential is too big for a new party. Well, you're entitled to your own opinion. AAC should have had 8 years political plan. I'm beginning to wonder if this is the Cadet that I was referring to. It looks like I'm mixing things. But anyway, that way the masses will get used to you, identify and grow with you. Again, Mr. Taikide, you're entitled to your own opinion, and we are forging ahead. We are going on with our vision. We are taking the giant steps, and we only urge you to follow us and to join what we are doing. All right, guys, I have 2 more minutes, and then we will continue with other things that we're doing. Chidi, please stop responding to attack Gide, brain damage, as many others. Tell me which of our past presidents are better qualified than Sure. No, you see, why I needed to engage Atai Kide is that he's raising issues that some people also raise. And the reason why we have this broadcast is not just so that our members just sit down together and enjoy ourselves. It is so that we can reach people who think and people who ask questions like Atai Kide. So I actually like the fact that Atai Kide was bringing out these things that he was bringing out. It was almost beginning to confuse me there, but I know it's in his nature to do this, and I like that. I hope I've been able to do justice as much as possible to the mindset that he has revealed, he has exposed while we were having our discussion. Please support our party, the African Action Congress. Find us online, find us in so many social media platforms. Ask questions there, seek to know what we are all about, and then support us financially. We have our GoFundMe we're going to post after this. Please advise Shore not to mention marijuana again. Let me quickly touch this marijuana. I have just one minute left or so, and I'll be done. When we say marijuana, people just think about people who smoke Indian hemp and they misbehave, but you have to understand there is medical marijuana, and that is where the world is going to right now. Okay, just like when people abuse cocaine and the morphines and all that, they are also used as an anesthetic. They're also used as pain relievers, just like you saw people abusing codeine. So the world is going in the way of marijuana, and they are exploiting its medicinal values. That's what he's talking about. People will not understand it right now, but that is what is happening. Canada just legalized it. They are making a lot of money from it. And guess what? When they legalized it, they can no longer throw our black men and our black youth into prison, because these are the ones that keep selling it, peddling it for the big guys. Now that it's legalized, they can't do that anymore. So we need to understand what he is talking about. We're talking about what gives the world money fast. You know, it's just like somebody, look at what cell phones are doing right now. Okay, cell phones are doing great for so many countries, and Nigeria is not entering the race as fast as we should have done a long time ago. Thank you so much, Bishop this way Onubogu, for joining us. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your leadership. See me in Enugu. I'll be back shortly to continue what we're doing. And for every other person, I want to thank you for joining this broadcast. I'll have to end here because I didn't want it to last more than 1 hour. This broadcast will also be on YouTube. Thank you so much. My name is Dr. Chidi Cadet Nwanyanwu. I'm the governorship candidate for AAC in Enugu State. We will continue to make Enugu State great again. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.